face rabbit fish with a golden gleam, a reef alive like a technicolor dream. Saltwater Talk with Aqua Alex. We're swimming wild, no time to relax. Ray eels and coral stocks. Come on aboard, let's make a splash.
Hello, fish keepers, and welcome to a brand new show here on the Aqua Alex Aquarium YouTube channel. I'm your host, the one and only Aqua Alex CARDINALE, and welcome to Saltwater Talk with me, Aqua Alex. You know, it's been a really long time since I did a show dedicated to the saltwater side of the aquarium hobby, and I really do love the saltwater hobby. The last time I did a show dedicated to everything saltwater, I was doing an audio podcast, so this marks the very first time that I'm doing a saltwater live stream here on my YouTube channel. And I really do admire and I really do love the saltwater hobby. So with that being said, welcome to Saltwater Talk with me, Aqua Alex CARDINALE. And my goal with this series is to educate you all on saltwater. And tonight, we're going to introduce you to saltwater. So saltwater is a really cool part of the aquarium hobby. A lot of people are kind of intimidated in the world of saltwater. But now, I actually work at a tropical fish store, and I get the question a lot, is saltwater difficult? Is saltwater more expensive than freshwater? My goal with this series is to dispel those myths. So tonight here on the debut episode of Saltwater Talk with Aqua Alex, we're going to introduce you to the world of saltwater aquariums. I'm going to talk about everything you need for a saltwater aquarium. I'm going to talk about the saltwater aquarium cycle, the history of saltwater, and a whole lot more. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this debut episode started. And I want to remind everyone that is watching live, you can be part of tonight's show, and here's how.
Join tonight's Saltwater Talk with Aqua Alex. Hey saltwater enthusiasts! Are you ready to dive into the wonders of the ocean with Aqua Alex? Join us tonight for a captivating session of Saltwater Talk where you can be part of the conversation. How to participate? Post your questions. Have burning questions about saltwater? Post them in the chat or comments, and Aqua Alex will answer them live. Answer Aqua Alex's questions, share your insights and experiences with the saltwater community. It's your chance to shine. Aqua Alex's questions for you. Have you ever kept saltwater? If not, what's stopping you? What do you admire about saltwater? Share your thoughts. What are your favorite saltwater fish? Let us know in the comments. Join the conversation, post your answers and questions in the chat and comments. Aqua Alex is eager to hear from you and provide insightful answers. Don't miss out on this exciting opportunity to engage with fellow saltwater lovers and Aqua Alex.
So a little bit later on in the show, I'm going to answer your questions if there are any, and I'll also answer the viewer interaction questions. But right now, let's go ahead and get this show started. And I want to start by sharing my thoughts on the saltwater side of the aquarium hobby. You know, I actually really love saltwater. Saltwater is a whole other side of the aquarium hobby. It is a lot different than freshwater. It has a lot more of a different perspective than freshwater offers. For example, saltwater offers inverts like shrimp, starfish, corals, and things like that. So saltwater does offer something that freshwater does not have, and that is different types of aquatic animals like the inverts and the coral. And a lot of the saltwater fish are very colorful and they're very personable, and that is something that I really enjoy about saltwater as well. Now, one of the coolest things I find about saltwater is that saltwater is almost like a work of art. It's almost like a work of science. Now, there is a little bit more work involved in going and maintaining a saltwater aquarium because you have to get all the water parameters correct, and you have to check the salinity, and you have to check the water parameters consistently, but it really is fun. So my overall thoughts on saltwater, it definitely is something every fish keeper should try. Every fish keeper should at least have 1 or 2 saltwater aquariums in their lifetime. And for me, I have had a couple saltwater aquariums in the past, and I'm definitely going to have more saltwater aquariums in the future. I definitely love saltwater. And what I love about saltwater is that saltwater has so many unique species that you just cannot find in freshwater. Species like seahorses, species like moray eels, species like lionfish. You can't find any of that stuff in freshwater, and that's what I really love about saltwater. I love the unique aquatic animals that live in the ocean and the unique aquatic animals that you can keep at home and have a piece of the ocean in your own home aquarium. So I really love saltwater. And part of the reason why I am doing a saltwater live stream series is because working at Tank Smart Aquariums has revitalized my love and my passion for saltwater aquariums. And in the very near future, I'm going to have a saltwater aquarium again. Now, in the past, when I had saltwater aquariums, I had saltwater predatory aquariums, where I had things like dog-faced puffers, triggers, and other predatory fish like lionfish. But this time, I think I'm going to go more towards a community aspect of the saltwater side of things and focus on clownfish, firefish, pink-spotted watchman gobies, things like that. So overall, my thoughts on saltwater, it is an amazing hobby. It definitely is a hobby that requires a lot of patience and a little bit of money. Not a lot of money, a little bit of money. But if you have the time and the patience, you're definitely going to enjoy the saltwater hobby. Now, obviously, there are ways to work around things. A lot of people tell you you have to have RO water, or you have to purchase synthetic mixed water from your local fish store. But I'm here to tell you, you're going to save a lot of money by mixing your own water. You're going to save a lot of money by using either tap water or RO water from your house than buying an RO water or buying already mixed water from your local fish store, because synthetically mixed water or ocean water is usually $1.25, $1.50, or $1.75 a gallon. And when you have aquariums as large as I do, let's say, for example, I have a 150-gallon saltwater aquarium, and you're buying synthetically mixed saltwater already at $1.25 a gallon. Do $1.25 times 150 gallons. Look how much that's going to cost you. You can save a lot of money by buying a 200-gallon box of instant ocean reef crystals, which is basically a salt mix. Or you can use whatever salt mix you like. Just buy a bag of salt mix, and you've got 200 gallons with 50 gallons of salt mix you can use later on for a large water change. And with a saltwater aquarium, you never ever want to do a large water change, because you're just going to disrupt the system and the balance that you have going on. But we'll talk about that a little bit later on, in a little bit later stages of this series. But today we are just introducing you to the world of saltwater. So right now, I'd like to talk about some of the saltwater fish species that I have personally kept. And the reason I am talking about my thoughts on saltwater and some of the fish species that I have kept is because a lot of people think that I'm just a freshwater guy. And it is true, I have mainly kept mostly freshwater throughout my entire fish keeping career, but I have had saltwater aquariums for a number of years. So definitely, my freshwater experience outweighs my saltwater experience, because I've had freshwater for at least 14 years. But a good chunk of my aquarium hobby, I have had saltwater as well. I have had saltwater aquariums probably for about 6 years, and I definitely admire saltwater. So I definitely have some knowledge on saltwater, and that is something that I want to get through some of my viewers' heads, because a lot of you guys think I'm still new to saltwater. No, I am not relatively new to saltwater. I have kept saltwater for quite a while, and I have a lot of knowledge on it. So some of the saltwater fish that I really love, and some of the saltwater fish that I have personally kept, include puffers. I've had dog-faced puffers. I've had porcupine puffers. I've had spiny box puffers. I've had Valentini puffers, blue-spotted puffers. So I've had a lot of saltwater puffers. I've also had various species of tangs, like Bursa tang, or excuse me, different species of tang. Well, I've had tangs also. I've had naso tangs, scopus tangs, yellow tangs, and blue hippo tangs. And believe it or not, when I was keeping saltwater fish, yellow tangs are relatively common. But what I meant to say was triggerfish. I've had Niger triggers, I've had Bursa triggers, and other types of triggers as well. So pretty much I've had a lot of predatory saltwater fish, but I've also had fox-faced rabbitfish and clownfish. And I really like the fox-faced rabbitfish. All right, so enough about me and my saltwater experience. Let's get to the main purpose of tonight's show, and that is going to be introduction to saltwater. So let's go ahead and introduce you to the world of saltwater. And there's going to be a lot of topics we're going to cover tonight. We're going to cover whether or not saltwater is difficult and expensive. We're going to cover the equipment you need for a saltwater aquarium. We're also going to cover cycling a saltwater aquarium and a whole lot more. But first, let's get through a brief introduction to the world of saltwater. Now, saltwater aquariums are often referred to as marine aquariums. They bring the vibrant and diverse ecosystems of the ocean into your home. They are a captivating aquarium hobby that attracts enthusiasts who are fascinated by the beauty and complexity of marine life. Now, whether you are a beginner or a seasoned aquarist, the saltwater hobby offers endless opportunities for learning and discovery. What makes saltwater aquariums so appealing? The appeal of saltwater aquariums. Saltwater aquariums are known for their stunning aesthetics. They can host a wide variety of marine life, including colorful fish, corals, and inverts, each contributing to a thriving underwater ecosystem. The vibrant colors and dynamic interactions among the tank inhabitants can be mesmerizing, providing a serene and captivating focal point in any space. Inhabitants of saltwater aquariums can range from hardy fish species like clownfish and damselfish to more delicate and exotic creatures like seahorses and reef-building corals. Each species has specific care requirements, making it essential to research and plan your aquarium setup carefully. Water chemistry. Maintaining the correct water chemistry is crucial in a saltwater aquarium. Parameters such as salinity, pH, temperature, and nutrient levels need to be regularly monitored and adjusted. This can be more challenging than in freshwater setups, but many aquarists find the process rewarding as they develop a deeper understanding of marine ecosystems. Creating a successful saltwater aquarium requires specialized equipment. Essential components include a tank, filtration system, lighting, protein skimmer, and live rock or substrate. This initial investment can be significant, but the satisfaction of watching your marine environment flourish is often worth the effort and is often worth the time. Now, it does take a long time for your saltwater aquarium to cycle, but like I said, it is worth it because watching your fish grow and thrive in a saltwater aquarium is definitely a lot of fun. The saltwater hobby is supported by a vibrant community of enthusiasts who share a passion for saltwater life. Online forums, local aquarium clubs, social media groups provide valuable resources and support for both beginners and experienced aquarists. This community is a great place to seek advice, share experiences, and celebrate the joys of keeping a saltwater aquarium. Embracing the journey of maintaining a saltwater aquarium can be both a challenging and rewarding experience. The hobby offers a unique opportunity to connect with the natural world and learn about the delicate balance of marine ecosystems. With patience, dedication, and a thirst for knowledge, anyone can enjoy the beauty and complexity of a thriving saltwater aquarium. Now, if you already have been in the aquarium hobby for some time, if you are transitioning from freshwater to saltwater, then your transition will be a lot smoother than if you're starting immediately and you're diving headfirst into saltwater. I generally do not recommend people get their first aquarium and make it a saltwater aquarium. I think people should start with a freshwater aquarium. That way they can understand the nitrogen cycle and how to cycle a freshwater aquarium, and then they can dive into a saltwater aquarium. However, there have been some instances where people have dived headfirst into saltwater and have succeeded. You can do that, but it takes a lot of research, a lot of patience, and you're definitely going to need a lot of guidance if you are someone that is diving headfirst, getting their first aquarium, and they're diving right into saltwater. Then it's going to take a lot of patience and a lot of work and a lot of guidance. Now, if you really want to be that person and your very first aquarium wants to be saltwater, I'd say become friends with your saltwater fish store. There are fish stores that specialize in saltwater, and that would be your best bet because they're going to help you set up your saltwater aquarium and make sure that it thrives. All right, so that was a basic introduction to saltwater. Now I want to talk about how saltwater differs from freshwater, because there is a lot of differences between saltwater and freshwater. So here is how saltwater differs from freshwater. Obviously, it is two different types of water, so the composition of water is different. In saltwater, there is salinity. The most obvious difference is the presence of salt in the water. Saltwater aquariums require a specific salinity level that mimics the ocean. This is typically maintained at around 35 parts per thousand, which is ppt. But in other words, in easier language to understand, fish-only systems are generally kept anywhere from 1.021 to 1.025. Fish only with live rock is generally kept anywhere from 1.024 to 1.027. And reef aquariums are 1.025 up to 1.029. That would be your salinity levels for the different saltwater setups. But we're getting ahead of ourselves just a little bit. We're going to talk about the different saltwater setups a little bit later on in this show. Water chemistry. Saltwater requires careful attention to parameters such as pH, alkalinity, calcium, and magnesium levels, making it more complex to manage. Now, if you're doing a fish-only system, then the parameters you only need to worry about would be the salinity, the pH, and the alkalinity. You don't really need to worry about calcium and magnesium if you're doing fish only or fish only with live rock. The calcium and magnesium levels are more important for reefs and coral setups. Now, freshwater aquariums are a lot different because freshwater aquariums use water without any added salt, similar to lakes and rivers. And the water chemistry in freshwater, while still important, the chemical parameters are generally simpler to manage than those of saltwater. Because in freshwater, you're only checking the pH, the nitrates, and the nitrites, really. Those are the three most important parameters for freshwater. Now, biodiversity. Saltwater aquariums can house a diverse range of marine species, including colorful fish like clownfish and tangs, as well as inverts like corals, sea anemones, and shrimp. Corals and reefs. Many saltwater enthusiasts are drawn to the possibility of creating a miniature reef ecosystem, which can be both beautiful and challenging to maintain. I personally, not a huge fan of corals, but I know there's a lot of people who are into corals, and that's fine by them. But me, I'm not going to spend hundreds of dollars on a piece of live rock or a piece of coral for it just to sit there and look boring. That's not my cup of tea. But there are people who actually go nuts for coral, and that's good for them. Now, freshwater aquariums are very simple. These tanks typically contain fish such as goldfish, guppies, and cichlids, as we already know. They can also include live plants, which add oxygen and help maintain water quality. Now, freshwater fish are generally easier to find and less expensive than their saltwater counterparts. However, a good local fish store will still be able to source and house saltwater fish at a really good price, similar to those of freshwater, the rare freshwater stuff. So, equipment and maintenance. Saltwater aquariums do require a little bit more complex equipment. Saltwater tanks often require more advanced equipment such as protein skimmers, sumps, and specialized lighting to support coral growth. Obviously, for fish only and fish only with live rock, you can get away with just a filter and a protein skimmer and an ordinary light. But for reef systems with corals, you definitely need more specialized lighting. Now, maintenance. Saltwater aquariums demand consistent monitoring and maintenance to ensure the health of the marine life, which could be more time-consuming and costly, but definitely is worth it. Freshwater aquariums have a simpler setup. Freshwater tanks are easier to set up and maintain, often requiring only a filter, heater, and standard lighting. And some freshwater systems have lower maintenance. With simpler water chemistry and fewer equipment needs, freshwater aquariums are generally less demanding in terms of upkeep. Cost. Saltwater aquariums have a higher cost. Due to the complexity and equipment required, saltwater aquariums tend to be more expensive to set up and maintain. Specialized livestock. The unique and often exotic species available for saltwater tanks can also contribute to higher cost. Freshwater aquariums are more affordable. Freshwater setups and maintenance tend to be less expensive, making them a popular choice for beginners. Common species. The availability of common freshwater fish and plants often keeps costs down. Conclusion. Choosing between a saltwater and freshwater aquarium depends on various factors, including budget, experience level, and personal interest in different aquatic species. Saltwater aquariums offer the allure of vibrant marine life and the challenge of creating a reef environment, while freshwater aquariums provide a more accessible and less costly option for beginners and hobbyists. And that is the difference between saltwater and freshwater. Now, if you've been in the freshwater hobby for quite some time and you're ready for a challenge, then I'd say go to saltwater and experience that challenge. With freshwater experience under your belt, you should have no problem with a saltwater aquarium. Well, coming up next here on the debut episode of Saltwater Talk, we're going to break down the history of the saltwater aquarium hobby. But right now, we're going to hear about some special upcoming episodes of our flagship program, Saturday with Dallas CARDINALE. Up next, learn about the history of saltwater aquariums.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Birthday Saturday Bash with Alex CARDINALE. Join us for a spectacular celebration as Alex CARDINALE turns 32. It's a birthday Saturday special packed with fun, surprises, and more. Tune in live on Saturday, August 16, 2025, at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on the Aqua Alex Aquarium's YouTube channel. Here's what you can expect. Special guest appearances. Who will pop in to wish Alex a happy birthday? Karen's of the Week returns. Get ready for some hilarious moments. Animal of the World. Discover fascinating facts about the majestic killer whale. Aqua Alex featured fish. Dive into the world of the tire track eel and explore featured fish from koi smart, TankSmart and Segrest Farms. Aqua Alex new fish update. Catch the latest on Aqua Alex's new aquatic friends from his birthday haul. 32 things with Alex. Here Alex share 32 accomplishments he's proud of and 32 goals for the coming year. Chef Alex featured food. Savor the deliciousness of red velvet cake, calzone, and Caesar salad. And much more fun and surprises. Don't miss out on this exciting birthday celebration. Spread the word and join the party. Happy 32nd birthday, Alex. See you there. Live, Saturday, August 16, 2025. Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Where, YouTube channel Aqua Alex Aquariums. Dive into Stingray Saturday with Alex CARDINALE. Get ready for the second annual Stingray Saturday. Join us for an immersive oceanic adventure with Alex CARDINALE as we explore the fascinating world of stingrays. These unique creatures, closely related to sharks, make their homes in both freshwater and saltwater environments. Date, Saturday, August 23, 2025. Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Where, YouTube channel Aqua Alex Aquariums. What's in store? Discover unique stingray species. Blue-spotted stingray. Eagle ray. Electric ray. Amazonian freshwater stingrays like the Reddick stingray. Learn about stingray evolution. How have stingrays adapted from saltwater to freshwater habitats? Uncover stingray defense mechanisms. How do these graceful creatures protect themselves in the wild? And much more. Prepare for a night of discovery and excitement as we delve into the lives of these incredible fish. Whether you're a marine enthusiast or just curious about the underwater world, Stingray Saturday promises to be an event you won't want to miss. Subscribe and set your reminders. Tune in live on the Aqua Alex Aquarium's YouTube channel to ensure you don't miss a moment of this aquatic exploration. Join us for Stingray Saturday with Alex CARDINALE, where the ocean's mysteries come alive. Get ready for history in the making. Saturday with Alex CARDINALE is hitting the road for the very first time, and you won't want to miss this epic event. Join us as we broadcast live from New Jersey on Saturday, September 13, 2025. Tune in at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific for an unforgettable experience. What to look forward to. Exclusive sit-down interview with Tom McGuire. Exciting airplane ride vlogs. Insightful information and tour of Hackettstown, New Jersey, and surrounding areas. And so much more. Catch all the action live on the Aqua Alex Aquarium's YouTube channel. Don't miss this chance to be part of history as Alex CARDINALE brings his exciting show to a whole new state. It's going to be an awesome time. Set your reminders and get ready to join the fun. Saturday, September 13, 2025 at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific from Jersey.
Welcome back to the debut of Saltwater Talk here on the Aqua Alex Aquarium YouTube channel. Now, let's learn about the history of saltwater aquariums. Now, the concept of aquariums dates back to ancient times, with the Romans and Egyptians keeping fish for decorative and practical purposes. However, these earlier aquariums were not what we considered modern. They were often simply ponds or containers used to store fish temporarily. The 19th century was the birth of modern aquariums. The formalization of aquariums began in the mid-19th century. In 1850, the term aquarium was first coined by English naturalist Philip Henry Goose, who also established the first public aquarium at the London Zoo in 1853. These early aquariums were freshwater, as maintaining a stable saltwater environment was challenging due to the lack of technology and understanding of marine ecosystems. So in the 19th century, it was the birth of modern aquariums, but it was the birth of freshwater aquariums. Saltwater aquariums did not enter the aquarium hobby until the late 19th and early 20th century. Saltwater aquariums, an emerging trend. Saltwater aquariums started gaining attention in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Advances in marine biology contributed to a better understanding of the saltwater environment, which led to the first saltwater aquariums in public institutions. However, these were rare as they required complex maintenance and were not feasible for hobbyists. Mid-20th century, advancements in accessibility. By the mid-20th century, technological advancements began to make saltwater aquariums more accessible. The development of synthetic sea salts allowed hobbyists to recreate oceanic conditions more accurately. Additionally, improvements in filtration systems and lighting helped in maintaining the delicate balance required for marine life. The advent of filtration systems. The invention of the undergravel filter in the 1950s was a significant breakthrough. It allowed for the aeration and cleaning of the aquarium substrate, which improved the overall health of the aquarium environment. This was further enhanced by the introduction of protein skimmers and biological filtration systems in the 1970s. Lighting technology also evolved during this period, transitioning from simple incandescent bulbs to fluorescent and then to metal halide lighting, which better supported photosynthetic marine life such as corals. Late 20th century to present, the Reef aquarium boom. The 1980s and 1990s saw a surge in the popularity of reef aquariums. This was partly due to the increased availability of information and the sharing of knowledge within the hobbyist community. Magazines, books, and eventually online forums provided enthusiasts with the resources needed to start and maintain their marine ecosystems. Technological advancements. The digital age brought about significant changes in how saltwater aquariums are maintained. Automated systems for temperature control, water flow, and lighting have made it easier to care for delicate marine species. LED lighting has become the standard, providing energy efficient and customizable light spectrums that mimic natural sunlight. In recent years, there has been a shift towards more sustainable and eco-friendly practices within the aquarium hobby. Efforts are being made to promote captive breeding of marine species to reduce the impact on wild populations, and the use of live rock and coral from sustainable sources has become more common. In conclusion, the evolution of saltwater aquariums is a testament to human ingenuity and our desire to connect with the natural world. From the early days of simple fish keeping to today's complex reef system, the hobby has grown exponentially. Modern aquarists continue to push the boundaries of what is possible, all while promoting conservation and appreciation for the ocean's wonders. And that is the history of the saltwater aquarium hobby. It is kind of cool to see where the first saltwater aquarium was founded to today's saltwater aquarium. It is so cool to see how the saltwater aquarium hobby has progressed from the late 1960s all the way to 2025. That is something that is really, really cool. I love seeing how the saltwater aquarium hobby has progressed. Well, earlier on tonight, we talked about how freshwater and saltwater differ from each other. One of the questions that I get a lot at the fish store that I work at that has saltwater is, are saltwater aquariums more difficult and more expensive to maintain than freshwater? Well, let's find out right now. Are saltwater aquariums more difficult and expensive than freshwater? Let's answer that question right now. Now, freshwater aquariums are generally considered easier to set up and maintain, making them a popular choice for beginners. Here are some reasons why freshwater aquariums are generally considered easier to set up and maintain. Water stability. Freshwater systems tend to have more stable water parameters, which makes it easier to maintain a healthy environment for fish. Fish hardiness. Many freshwater fish species are more resilient and can adapt to a range of water conditions, which can be forgiving for novice aquarists. However, there are still sensitive freshwater species. Species like discus are definitely not recommended for beginner hobbyists in freshwater. Maintenance. Routine maintenance tasks such as water changes, cleaning, and monitoring are typically less complex in freshwater aquariums. Now let's take a look at saltwater. Saltwater aquariums, while rewarding, are often seen as more challenging. Water chemistry. Maintaining the correct salinity and other water parameters require more precision and monitoring. Sensitive species. Many saltwater fish and inverts are sensitive to changes in water conditions and can be more difficult to care for. Complexity. Saltwater tanks often require additional equipment such as protein skimmers and live rock, adding to their complexity. Cost considerations. Freshwater aquariums. Freshwater aquariums are usually less expensive to set up. They only require basic equipment like filters, heaters, and lighting, which makes freshwater generally more affordable. Freshwater fish and plants are typically less expensive than their saltwater counterparts. Generally, things like tetras, barbs, gouramis, bettas, and goldfish are a lot cheaper than saltwater. However, if you are an advanced freshwater hobbyist like me, then there are some fish that get into the prices of saltwater range. Things like the exotic Lake Malawi ambunas, the exotic Lake Malawi haps and peacocks, rare South American catfish. They can be pretty pricey, just like saltwater fish. So the myth that freshwater fish are a lot cheaper than saltwater is a myth. I'd say a good portion of the freshwater is cheaper, but the fancy plecos, the rarer cichlids, the monster fish, they could be pretty equal to the price of some saltwater fish, in my opinion. So I don't really buy that saltwater fish are more expensive than freshwater fish, because there are some pretty expensive freshwater fish out there as well. I mean, just walk into a tropical fish store and take a look at the prices of flower horns, take a look at the prices of discus, fancy plecos, and tell me that that's more expensive than saltwater fish. It's not. When you think about it, it's pretty equal to some of the saltwater fish that are out there. But yes, compared to a neon tetra or a tiger barb, saltwater fish can be a little bit more expensive, but I think it equals out with the rarer freshwater stuff. So in terms of ongoing expenses, freshwater is cheaper because all you need for freshwater is water treatments and food, which is a lot cheaper than saltwater. Now, saltwater aquariums can be significantly more expensive to set up due to the need for specialized equipment and the cost of salt mix. Livestock. Saltwater fish, corals, and inverts are often more costly, particularly if they are rare or require specific conditions. The ongoing cost of maintaining water quality, replacing equipment, and feeding can add up, making saltwater more expensive in the long run. But a future episode of Saltwater Talk, we're going to talk about how to have a saltwater aquarium, but also how to have a saltwater aquarium on a budget. And I'm going to show you the easy way to have a saltwater aquarium on a budget. It's really fun, and it's really cool. You really don't have to have a lot of money or be a millionaire to have a saltwater aquarium. But in conclusion, sometimes saltwater aquariums can generally be more difficult and expensive than freshwater setups. However, the choice ultimately depends on your personal interest, experience level, and willingness to invest time and resources. Now, if you want to do a fish only or fish only with live rock system, it's going to be pretty similar to freshwater. Reef aquariums is what makes saltwater a lot more expensive and a lot more difficult than fresh water. So That answers that question. Are saltwater aquariums more difficult and expensive than freshwater? Yes and no. I would say reef aquariums for sure are more difficult and more expensive than freshwater. However, fish only and fish only with live rock can be somewhat manageable if you know the proper ways to keep it manageable, which we'll talk about on a later episode. Well, coming up next here on Saltwater Talk, we're going to talk about the basic equipment that you need to run a saltwater aquarium. But I want to invite everyone to a very special 2-night event taking over the Aqua Alex Aquarium YouTube channel this coming September. It is the debut of Aquamania, and you are all invited. All right, sorry about that. I had to answer a question for someone. All right, anyway, let's get to our next topic, and now we're going to talk about essential equipment needed for saltwater aquariums. So, here is some equipment needed for saltwater. Obviously, you're going to need an aquarium. The bigger the aquarium, the better when it comes to saltwater. You're also going to need a filtration system. A good filtration system is vital for maintaining water quality. There are 3 types of filtration to consider. Mechanical filtration removes physical debris from the water. You're going to need chemical filtration, which uses activated carbon or other media to remove toxins and impurities. Biological filtration uses beneficial bacteria to break down waste products. You could consider a canister filter or a sump filter system for effective filtration in a saltwater aquarium. So apart from the fish tank, the bigger the better, the bigger the aquarium the better. Apart from a filter, you're also going to need a protein skimmer, and here's why. Protein skimmers remove organic compounds before they break down into harmful substances. They are particularly important in saltwater aquariums to maintain water clarity and quality. And one thing I noticed in saltwater aquariums is that you're never ever going to notice many cloudy or dirty saltwater tanks. Why? Because the majority of them have a protein skimmer. And a protein skimmer does a fantastic job of keeping your saltwater aquarium crystal clear. You're also going to need a lighting system. The type of lighting needs depends on the inhabitants of your tank. Coral reefs, for instance, require intense lighting that mimics natural sunlight. LED lights are popular for their efficiency and ability to provide the necessary spectrum for photosynthesis. So if you have a reef aquarium, you're going to need a really strong light. But if you have a fish only with live rock, you can get away with a basic freshwater light. You're also going to need a heater and a thermometer. Maintaining a stable water temperature is crucial for the health of your marine life. A submersible heater with a reliable thermostat ensures that the water stays within the appropriate range, usually between 75 degrees Fahrenheit and 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Power heads are essential for creating water movement mimicking ocean currents. This is very important for oxygen exchange and promoting the health of corals and other marine organisms. Test kits. Regular testing is necessary to monitor the water parameters. Essential test kits include pH, ammonia, nitrite, nitrate, alkalinity, calcium, which is especially important for reef aquariums. You're also going to need a salt mix and a hydrometer or a refractometer. You'll need a quality salt mix to create the proper saltwater environment. A hydrometer or refractometer is used to measure the specific gravity or salinity of the water, which should be between 1.020 and 1.025 for most marine aquariums. And then for reef aquariums, 1.025 to 1.028 is generally recommended. Now, earlier in the show, I was talking about the different options that aquarium hobbyists have for saltwater. Now, if you are loaded with big bucks and you've got millions of dollars to spend, then you can go to your local fish store and buy already pre-mixed synthetic saltwater, which is generally $1 and a quarter a gallon, $1.50 a gallon. But if you're like me and you've got aquariums that are 75 gallons and above, do the math. $1 and a quarter times 75 gallons of water for a 75-gallon aquarium is a whole lot of money that you're just throwing to your local fish store, when you can save a lot of money by buying a 200-gallon box of salt, taking some tap water or RO water and making your own salt water. You're going to save a lot of money doing that. So I always tell people, unless you really, really, really like buying pre-mixed synthetic salt water from your fish store, you can save yourself a whole lot of money by buying the boxed salt. So some great salt mixes out there that I have used in the past have included Instant Ocean. I really love the Instant Ocean. Instant Ocean is a great brand. Instant Ocean Reef Crystals is the salt mix that I used because it adds added calcium and it also adds the other stuff that you want for a reef tank. You could also use that for fish only, but if you want to save 10 or 15 bucks and you're only doing a fish only tank, you can use the regular Instant Ocean. Another brand that I really love, but I haven't really seen here in Florida, it's mostly in New England, New York, New Jersey. It's called Aqua Forest, and they have a really good salt mix as well. Here in Florida, I have noticed we've got Fritz salt. Fritz is really good. We've got Brightwell salt, which is pretty good as well. But the salt mixes are great because it allows you to play and mix the salt, and you can define your own salinity. When you're buying pre-mixed water at your local fish store, they already have the salinity set for you. So you got to kind of balance it out with your own aquarium. But if you like doing that, you can. There's also natural ocean water that fish stores have, and that's a great way to set up a saltwater tank and get it cycled. But once you got your tank up and cycled, then you can switch over from natural ocean water to mixing your own saltwater. But that's just my personal opinion. If you like buying your own, if you like mixing your own salt water, that's great. But if you like supporting a local fish store and buying the synthetic pre-mixed water, that's fine as well. Sometimes I just get on a tangent and talk about a lot about stuff that I'm passionate about. But anyway, the next equipment you're going to need is live rock and substrate. Live rock provides natural filtration and a habitat for beneficial bacteria. It also offers hiding places for fish and inverts. As for substrate options, include sand, crushed coral, or a combination, which can influence the tank's pH and provide additional biological filtration. I'm a big fan of live rock and substrate. And of course, you're obviously going to need an aquarium stand and canopy. You're also going to need some maintenance tools, such as an algae scraper, gravel vacuum for water changes, fish net, and water conditioner. By investing in the right equipment and maintaining regular care, your saltwater aquarium can thrive and provide endless enjoyment. Remember to research the specific needs of your chosen marine species for optimal results. And that is the different equipment needed for a saltwater aquarium. And in just 1 second, we're going to talk about the differences between live rock and dry rock and which one is best for your aquarium. But first, let's hear a word from one of our sponsors, Oasis Aquatics. All right, so when it comes to saltwater aquariums, you're going to learn about two rocks. You're going to hear about live rocks and dry rocks. Well, tonight I'm here to teach you the differences between both of them. What is live rock and what is dry rock? Which one is best? Choosing the right type of rock for your saltwater aquarium is crucial for creating a healthy and thriving environment for your marine life. Two popular options are live rock and dry rock, each with its own advantages and disadvantages. So let's start with live rock. Live rock is a natural rock that has been colonized by beneficial bacteria and other organisms. It is often harvested from the ocean and is considered essential for biological filtration in saltwater aquariums. Advantages of live rock. Biological filtration. Live rock is teeming with beneficial bacteria that help break down waste products, maintaining water quality, and reducing ammonia and nitrate levels. Biodiversity. Live rock comes with a variety of organisms, such as coralline algae, small inverts, and microorganisms, which can enhance the biodiversity of your aquarium. Aesthetic appeal. The natural appearance of live rock, often covered with colorful algae and corals, can create a more authentic and visibly appealing environment. Immediate impact. Because it already is alive, live rock can help stabilize your aquarium more quickly than dry rock. Disadvantages of live rock. Live rock is more expensive due to its natural harvesting and shipping requirements. Pests and unwanted organisms. There's a risk of introducing unwanted pests or hitchhikers, such as Aptasia or mantis shrimp, which can be harmful to your aquariums. Environmental concerns. Harvesting live rock from the ocean can have environmental impact, potentially damaging natural reef systems. Dry rock. Dry rock is essentially live rock that has been dried and free from any living organisms. It is often man-made or harvested sustainably from terrestrial sources. Advantages of dry rock. It is cost-effective. Generally, dry rock is less expensive than live rock due to easier handling and shipping. There are no pests. Starting with dry rock eliminates the risk of introducing unwanted pests or organisms into your aquarium. Environmentally friendly. Many types of dry rock are sustainably sourced or man-made, reducing the impact on natural reef systems. Customizable. Dry rock can be easily shaped and drilled, allowing for custom aquascaping designs. Disadvantages of dry rock. Longer maturation time. It takes time for dry rock to become colonized with beneficial bacteria and organisms, delaying the establishment of a stable environment. Initial appearance. Dry rock lacks the immediate natural aesthetic of live rock, and it takes time for coralline algae and other organisms to develop. The choice between live rock and dry rock depends on your priorities and the specific needs of your saltwater aquariums. Now, personally, in my saltwater aquariums, I have started with a few pieces of live rock, and then I have completed my cycle with dry rock. So I definitely recommend using both live and dry. With the live rock, you get the aesthetic appeal and the quick cycling, and the dry rock, you get to create your own cycle, basically, which is really, really cool. So if you're looking for immediate biological benefits and a natural look, live rock will be the way to go for you, despite its higher cost and potential for unwanted hitchhikers. On the other hand, if budget, pest control, and environmental considerations are your primary concerns, dry rock could be the better option, though it requires patience as your aquarium matures. Ultimately, both types of rock can support a thriving marine ecosystem with the right care and setup, and you obviously can use both type of rocks in a saltwater setup. Well, coming up next is perhaps the most important topic for tonight's show. Coming up next, we're going to talk about cycling a saltwater aquarium. But first, we're going to hear a word from two of our sponsors. We're going to hear a word from Koi Smart and Tank Smart. And when we come back, we're going to talk about cycling a saltwater aquarium. So don't go anywhere, folks. Plenty more coming up next.
Dive into an underwater oasis with Koi Smart. Are you dreaming of transforming your space into a serene underwater oasis? Look no further than Koi Smart. Whether you want to create a stunning pond in your backyard or an eye-catching aquarium in your home or office, we have everything you need to make it happen. Your one-stop shop for ponds and aquariums. At Koi Smart, we offer a comprehensive range of pond supplies, including pond food, pond plants, and a variety of fish. We import exquisite, high-quality koi directly from Japan, ensuring you receive the best of the best. But our offerings don't stop there. Explore our aquatic wonderland, koi and goldfish. Discover a vibrant selection of koi and goldfish, perfect for your pond. Tropical fish. Explore our wide array of tropical fish, including community fish, African and South American cichlids, oddballs, monster fish aquarium supplies. From tanks to filtration systems, we have everything you need to maintain a thriving aquatic environment. Visit us today. Koi Smart and the Aqua Box at Koi Smart are open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. We are conveniently located at 6440 Gardens Road, Riviera Beach, Florida. Come by and let our knowledgeable staff help you create your dream oasis. Don't just imagine your perfect underwater world. Make it a reality with Koi Smart.
Aqua Alex, the fish guy here at Tank Smart, and I'm inviting you to check out Tank Smart Aquariums located here in Lake Worth, Florida. One of the reasons I'm inviting you to check us out is because we have aquarium supplies, freshwater and saltwater fish. So let us help you enjoy the aquarium hobby by providing you with excellent aquarium supplies, saltwater and freshwater livestock. We can special order any fish you are looking for. And soon to come here at Tank Smart, we're going to have koi and goldfish and pond supplies for all you pond maniacs out there. So check us out, Tank Smart Aquariums, located in Lake Worth, Florida, 6680 Lantana Road, Lake Worth, Florida. Stop by and visit Tank Smart Aquariums and let us help you live your aquarium dreams. All right, right now we're going to talk about cycling a saltwater aquarium. Setting up a saltwater aquarium is definitely exciting, but it does require careful planning and understanding of the cycling process. So what is aquarium cycling? Aquarium cycling refers to the process by which beneficial bacteria establish themselves in the aquarium to break down harmful waste products. This biological filtration is essential for converting toxic ammonia into less harmful substances like nitrate and eventually nitrite. Or excuse me, nitrite and eventually nitrate. The nitrogen cycle. The nitrogen cycle consists of three main stages: ammonia production. Fish waste, uneaten food, and decaying plant matter produce ammonia, which is highly toxic to marine life. In a new aquarium, ammonia levels can rise quickly, posing a danger to inhabitants. Nitrite formation. Beneficial bacteria called nitrosomas convert ammonia into nitrite. Though nitrite is less toxic than ammonia, it can still harm fish and needs to be further processed. Nitrate formation. Another group of bacteria, Nitrobacter, converts nitrite into nitrate, which is much less harmful. While high levels of nitrate can be detrimental over time, regular water changes can help manage its concentration. Steps to cycle a saltwater aquarium. Setting up the aquarium, assemble the equipment, ensure all equipment such as filters, heaters, and lighting are properly installed and functional. Add your substrate and water. I definitely recommend using A.C.E. live sand. Fill the tank with salt water, ensuring the salinity matches the needs of the intended marine life. Introduce live rock or substrate. Live rock or sand provides a surface for beneficial bacteria to colonize, expediting the cycling process. Initiating the cycle. Add a source of ammonia. Introduce a small amount of fish food or a piece of raw shrimp or tilapia to decompose and produce ammonia. Alternatively, pure ammonia can be used for a fishless cycle. Monitor water parameters. Regularly test the water for ammonia, nitrite, and nitrate levels using reliable test kits. Progressing through the cycle. Observe the changes. Over the next few weeks, observe the spikes and declines in ammonia and nitrite levels. Be patient, as this process can take anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks. Yes, that's right, saltwater cycles take a lot longer than freshwater. Perform water changes. Conduct partial water changes if necessary to keep ammonia and nitrite levels from becoming too high. Completing the cycle. Check stability. The cycle is complete when ammonia and nitrite levels drop to zero and nitrate levels are detectable but manageable. Introduce marine life. Gradually add fish and inverts to the aquarium, allowing time for the biological filter to adjust to the increased bioload. Tips for a successful cycle. Be patient. Rushing the process can lead to unhealthy conditions and stressed marine life. Avoid overstocking. Introduce fish slowly, 1 or 2 at a time, to prevent overwhelming the biological filter. Regular testing. Continuously monitor water parameters to ensure the aquarium remains a safe environment. By understanding and carefully managing the cycling process, you can create a thriving saltwater aquarium that supports a diverse array of marine life. And there are ways to speed up a marine cycle. You could purchase an item called Dr. Tim's, which is great for speeding up a cycle. You can go to a marine aquarium hobbyist friend's house and have them help you by giving you a seeded bacteria piece. And so on a future episode of Saltwater Talk, we'll talk about how to speed up the saltwater cycle as well. So on our next episode of Saltwater Talk, we'll talk more in depth on speeding up the saltwater cycle. But right now, it is time for our viewer interaction. And I'm going to answer any of your burning questions, and we'll see if any of you have answered the questions that I have for this episode.
Join tonight's Saltwater Talk with Aqua Alex. Hey saltwater enthusiasts! Are you ready to dive into the wonders of the ocean with Aqua Alex? Join us tonight for a captivating session of Saltwater Talk where you can be part of the conversation. How to participate? Post your questions. Have burning questions about saltwater? Post them in the chat or comments, and Aqua Alex will answer them live. Answer Aqua Alex's questions, share your insights and experiences with the saltwater community. It's your chance to shine. Aqua Alex's questions for you. Have you ever kept saltwater? If not, what's stopping you? What do you admire about saltwater? Share your thoughts. What are your favorite saltwater fish? Let us know in the comments. Join the conversation, post your answers and questions in the chat and comments. Aqua Alex is eager to hear from you and provide insightful answers. Don't miss out on this exciting opportunity to engage with fellow saltwater lovers and Aqua Alex.
So our good friend Joe, Uncle Joe, has asked me a question, and Uncle Joe says, what is your favorite saltwater fish to keep in a nano aquarium if you were to have a nano aquarium? For me, my all-time favorite saltwater fish to have in a nano aquarium would be a firefish. I love the firefish. The firefish are absolutely gorgeous. They're very, very cool. They don't get very big at all. The firefish generally max out at around 3 inches. A lot of the saltwater fish that I like get pretty big, but the firefish are one that are a attainable size of 3 inches. I think the firefish are really cool. Another choice would be the fish that's on the screen right now. That would be the bang-eye cardinal fish. I really love the bang-eye cardinal. Really, really cool fish. Let's see what else is out there that stays small enough for a nano aquarium. Let's see. We got the firefish, the bang-eye cardinal. What else? The mandarin goby is pretty cool. I do like the dragonette mandarins. They're very, very cool. What else? I would say a diamond goby, but I feel like they would eventually outgrow a nano aquarium. But I do love the diamond gobies for a larger tank. I think that's pretty much it for now. The firefish, the bang-eye cardinal, and oh yeah, the royal. How can I forget the royal grama? The royal grama is a very, very beautiful saltwater fish. I love the royal grama and the purple dotty back as well. Well, it's almost time for our main event, and our main event tonight is going to be me talking about the 3 different types of saltwater systems. But first, it's time for our final sponsor to get their word in tonight.
Ever wonder where your local pet store or tropical fish store gets their stunning tropical fish? Chances are, Segrest Farms is that place. As the largest tropical fish wholesaler, Segrest Farms takes pride in providing both freshwater and saltwater fish, exquisite aquatic plants, and fascinating reptiles to pet and fish stores across the United States and around the globe. Aqua Alex CARDINALE is a proud endorser of Segrest Farms. Aqua Alex feels that their dedication to the aquarium hobby is unparalleled, bringing passion and quality to every aspect of their work. Whether you're a seasoned aquarist or just getting started, Segrest Farms supports your journey with the healthiest, most vibrant aquatic life available. Dive into an underwater world of wonder with Segrest Farms. Please note Segrest Farms does not sell to the public. Segrest Farms only sells to retail locations. However, aquarium hobbyists can find their nearest pet or fish store that stocks Segrest Farms by going to segrestfarms.com under the Locate a Pet Shop section. You can also check out the catalog to see the species of fish available. Segrest Farms, your trusted partner in bringing the beauty of the aquatic world to life. One fish store at a time.
Alright, and now it is time for our main event, the types of saltwater aquariums. Fish only with live rock, and reef aquariums. So the first type of saltwater aquarium is a fish-only aquarium. Fish-only aquariums are the most straightforward type of saltwater setup. As the name suggests, these aquariums focus solely on showcasing a variety of saltwater fish. They are ideal for beginners due to their relative simplicity compared to other types of saltwater aquariums. Simple setup requires basic equipment such as filtration system, heater, and lighting. Diverse fish selection allows for a wide range of fish species including clowns, tangs, and angelfish. Lower maintenance, easier to maintain since there are no corals or delicate inverts. Then there is the fish only with live rock system, or Fowler. Fowler stands for fish only with live rock. This type of aquarium combines the beauty of saltwater fish with the natural aesthetics and biological benefits of live rock. Live rock is composed of coral skeletons and other organisms, often housing beneficial bacteria. Features: natural filtration. Live rock provides a natural form of biological filtration, aiding in the breakdown of waste. Enhanced aesthetics adds a natural and visually appealing look to the aquarium with its varied shapes and colors. Intermediate complexity requires more care than fish-only setups, as maintaining the health of live rock is crucial. And then there is reef aquariums. Reef aquariums are the most complex and visually stunning type of saltwater aquarium. They mimic oceanic reef environments by incorporating fish, live rock, coral, and other inverts. These setups demand a higher level of expertise and commitment. They feature a biodiverse environment. They host a variety of marine life, including corals, anemones, fish, and a diverse array of inverts. They need advanced equipment. They require specific lighting, protein skimmers, and water movement systems to support coral and invert life. High maintenance. They demand meticulous care and monitoring of water chemistry, including parameters like calcium, alkalinity, and magnesium. Each type of saltwater aquariums offers unique opportunities for marine enthusiasts to explore and enjoy the wonders of the ocean. Whether you're a beginner looking for a straightforward setup or an experienced aquarist seeking the challenges of a reef tank, there's an option to suit every interest and skill level. And those are the three different types of saltwater aquariums. And that is our debut episode of Saltwater Talk with me, Aqua Alex CARDINALE. I hope you enjoyed learning about the saltwater aquarium hobby, and I hope you enjoyed this introduction to saltwater. Now you should be comfortable cycling a saltwater tank, and now you should know about the three different types of saltwater setups. On our next episode of Saltwater Talk, we're going to talk about the best beginner-friendly fish and invert species. So next week, learn about the best beginner fish and inverts here on Saltwater Talk. I'm Aqua Alex CARDINALE, and you've been watching Saltwater Talk here on Aqua Alex Aquarium YouTube channel. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. Good night from Lake Worth, Florida.